Welcome, this is Mousegunner, and we're back with some more Battle Brothers. Currently, I have a mission to find and kill any greenskin parties or camps that I find, and if I do that, I might be able to lure out the Orc Warlord, and if we do that, we need to kill them, and then we have completed our mission, and we have some pretty strong rewards if we do that as far as gold crowns go. Now, I've been fortunate enough to encounter two goblin parties here while traveling along with some noble house troops. So hopefully we can draw these noble house troops and have a nice big battle here and kill us a bunch of goblins and hopefully draw out that orc warlord that we're looking for. And if we can use the noble house troops to fight in that too, that would be very nice because maybe we can avoid some casualties. I've been doing some thinking in between the last time I did a video, and one thing I was thinking about is our lack of damage. And I think we might actually be better served, rather than using spears, using swords. Now, some of my men that are more experienced, for example, Hartmut the Half-Man, already has perks that give him spear mastery, so it's a good idea to keep him with the spear, and the same thing is true with Tornhelm Bricklayer. But our two new men, I don't really see the point for them, so what I might do is move Tornhelm to the flank, then my two newer men in a little bit closer into the center, and rather than giving them spears, which don't do a lot of damage and aren't all that effective against armor, instead give them swords, as I do have some arming swords in my inventory, and the arming swords, not only will they do more damage. Let's even compare this to a boar spear, which is what we were previously equipping my men with. So 30 to 35 as opposed to 40 to 45. So we can see right there, more damage. Now, these are more effective against armor, as we can see 95% and ignore 25%. This only ignores 20% and it's only 80%. But if we compare that to the skewer we're using, again, it ignores more armor, but this is more effective against armor with an 80%. So more damage, more effective against armor, and the main reason we're using these spears in the first place is because they're reduction of fatigue. Now, this is more or less doubling the fatigue to use these items, but another advantage that we have with the spears is a higher chance to hit. I think the swords might be worth trying. They are worth quite a lot, though, so if we lost them, that'd be kind of a bummer. But I don't really have a use for them otherwise, so I'm going to go ahead and equip these swords. And we'll see how effective we can be, especially as this guy has a pretty good attack skill. This guy not so much, but the swords still give you a decent hit bonus along with the spears. So let's go ahead and try this out for this particular battle, and I think we're ready to go. So let's go ahead and click on the nearest Goblin Raider band. It does look like the noble houses are diverting over here, so we did manage to grab some of the house troops. I don't know if we got both of them, but we're going to be against some Goblin Ambushers and mini Goblin Skirmishers. So mostly Goblin Skirmishers, which are not the ones with bows and arrows, but we have a few with bows and arrows. Let's go ahead and engage. And if we have to take these one at a time, we'll take them one at a time. Alright, so it does have me kind of in the center here, which I ideally do not want to be. We want the house troops to do most of the fighting. As we can see, both sections of the house troops ended up showing up to this fight. Now, we don't want any of them to take casualties, if we can avoid it, because I'm going to want their numbers for a future fight. But let's go ahead and wait with our back line. Now, as far as their front line goes, they have a couple pikemen, a net thrower. I really don't like the net throwers, that's for sure. All right, we're going to wait. The crossbowmen might not be in range. That's probably why they're holding at the moment. I really hope that the noble house troops end up closing here, because that would make the best sense. So we're going to wait here. And now we'll get confirmation. Are they going to move forward? They are indeed. That makes perfect sense for them to do so. As we have the vast numbers advantage. But we're going to want them to be taking the risks in this particular fight, rather than my own men. I mean, I'll take a few risks here and there, but for the most part, we're just going to slowly trek towards my opponent. Alright, well, we know that Gunther's only going to be able to move a couple spaces. Well, actually one space, and then be able to put up a shield wall. So I think we're just going to plan for that kind of move. So I'm going to move Sigurd here, put up a shield wall. And we'll move Thorben in here as well. I kind of had a feeling that that would happen, which I'm not a big fan of, but it is what it is. Oh, we got hit by poison. That's not great. We could step back. Yeah, let's step back. Now, unfortunately, the guy took the position I wanted to take anyway, but that's okay. The guys in front of us will block the shots of the guys behind, so that's fine that we step back there. Okay, I could move up. Is there somebody already here? There must be, because it's not letting me move there. Alright, well, we're just going to move one space then. And we'll put up our shield wall. Try and defend ourselves. Yeah, they're really closing in here and not giving me much place to go. So I guess I'll move Alaric here, shield wall up. Ideally, we're going to want to move the archer here, but again, we don't know what the AI is going to do in this situation. Alright, Gunther unfortunately got kind of displaced here. I think I'm going to go ahead and put him over here at the flank. And then we'll end his turn. Alright. They're hitting our allies. Now we can step up and shoot an arrow. I think the guy that has the spear wall up is a good candidate for a bow shot. Alright, unfortunately we missed. Okay, a couple of the pike thrusts. So they're using their spear wall. Now, the one reason I got rid of a lot of my spears is because I don't think the spear walls are as effective anymore, because our opponents oftentimes have ranged combat attacks, and when they do, they oftentimes turtle, and they wait for me to come. So in that case, spear walls are, you know, completely useless, more or less, to me, so... Alright, we don't have much option here, but I am going to move in a little bit behind so that we're not an easy target for a bow shot. Unfortunately, most of their crossbowmen are just staying back, which is, you know, not really helping the fight here. Oops, that's not how I wanted to move. That's okay. We'll move him over there. Now, one thing I could do with a lot of my men is just have them back up entirely. This guy actually may go down, which would not be ideal. As I said, we don't want them to actually lose our allies, to lose any men. But as the Goblin Archers are wont to do, they're going to focus on a single target, and down he goes. So, fortunately, one of the Noble House troops goes down, and our archer just took a bow shot. And that might indicate to us... something that's going to happen a lot in the future. These Goblin Bowmen are going to focus on targets, so it's possible that Enyar the Younger may be the target of future attacks, so we may want to back off there. Okay. Crossbowmen are going to continue to not really help in this engagement. Alright, so with that in mind, I think I'm going to fire off a bow shot and then just back off, as that will make it unlikely that the enemy archers will fire at me. Okay, well, unfortunately, our archer... Oh, you know what? I didn't really think that through. I am poisoned. I don't have enough action points as normal. I will pause, though, so that we can move later. Alright. So we've lost 2 allies already. I mean, the dog technically counts. Alright. Wait again. So they're going to continue with the spear wall. Okay, crossbow bolt fired. I'm pretty surprised that that guy went down as quickly as he did. But again, I'd rather it be their men than my men. Any day. Now, it looks like the AI did manage to break the spear wall, but it's possible that the goblin has that trait that allows him to keep spear walls up, even though somebody's already come in. Alright, well now we're at a similar dilemma to what we've had in the past, where we can't really move where we want to because our allies are kind of clogging up the lanes. So at this juncture, I think we're going to just move up a little bit and put up our shield wall to make sure we're nice and defended. Okay, this guy can step here. I think that's probably advisable. We'll put up his shield wall again. Okay, Gunther gets his move. He'll just move and put up his shield wall to stay defensive. Looks like the very center of this is going to be up to me to fight, as my allies are kind of leaving it to me to do so. Alright, let's shield wall up. Well, again, I'm forgetting about the poison, but that's okay. I guess we'll just end up there. Okay. Put my polearm man right there. Now, I do have to worry about my allied crossbowmen because they have a habit of firing into close combat, which, you know, it's just as dangerous to you as it is to them. The enemy, that is. All right, I'm going to move you here just so that you've got the defense of the guys in front of you. Move you on up there. Move you there. I'm more than likely going to have a hard time engaging here, regardless of what I do. Okay. Okay. Unfortunately, that guy gets knocked back a couple times. Now, the goblins will more than likely lose their spear rolls here, and they've actually exhausted themselves quite a bit. It looks like they're going after these crossbowmen quite a lot. As a matter of fact, they might drop this guy. Yep. See, that's what those archers can do, and if that, they could have done that against my archer. So, very dangerous. So ideally, we want to move in after these guys have lost their spear wall. Okay. Burn fire from the crossbows. So it's good that they're attacking now rather than later, because that could be our men taking crossbow bolts from allies. And we're just waiting. It's going to be a fairly long combat just because of how many people are involved in it. I think I'm going to wait with my archer just because I don't know if I have a really great... On the other hand, it's going to be hard to get a great opportunity regardless of what I do, so... Should I fire for the archers in the back, hoping that I ping one? Yeah, why not? I'll fire off one arrow, and then we'll reserve the rest of my movement for later, so... Goblin ambusher. Alright, we tried for it. So 3 casualties on the Allies' side so far. I mean, this shows you how bullcrap goblins are to a certain extent. They're super outnumbered. And yet they're still able to pick off fairly well armed and armored men without taking any casualties themselves. Although they're going to start taking casualties fairly soon here. Okay. There's one down. Okay, he's continuing to hold people off, but his spear wall will fall here soon. The unfortunate thing is, this is when I could be moving in to engage. I might even want to just run this guy in here, as it puts a lot of bodies here, but I'm kind of afraid of how many attacks they're going to have against him, and then more than likely we'll focus on him. So let's just go ahead and wait. Okay, interesting. We want to keep these 2 spaces open so that we can get our polearm guys in there. I think we wait with Gunther just because I don't have a great opportunity here. That doesn't mean I won't be able to get a polearm guy in there, though, because I waited. Now, if I move this guy in, it will be him taking the fight rather than Alaric, which is a better man to take the fight. It gets him experience, yeah, but puts him in a very dangerous position. I think we wait again. I know this is ultra passive, but I think it's the right call. And that was in Gunther that I had wait anyway. Not exactly sure what I was talking about there. All right, let's go ahead and move in here. Again, I'm going to wait. Now it's Alaric. I have no problem having Alaric move in here. Now the question is, do we attack? Well, they have their shield walls up. I don't know if that's a particularly good time to attack. Let's just shield wall up here. Let's remain as safe as we possibly can. Alright, we can't really get in here, unfortunately, so I'm going to wait yet again. Now here we have an opportunity, because I can move up, and I can attack. Who do we want to attack? Well, more than likely we're going to go for the best chance to hit, so we're going to go here, which ended up not working for us, but that's okay. We're going to move... Oh, okay, there is a bush here that I didn't see, so we can't move there. I mean, in theory, you could move here, but I don't know if we can attack through the tree. Well, I'll move there anyway. You can move there. And ideally, we'd be moving here with our polearm guy, but we don't really have a clear move right now. Okay, well, actually, I don't have a move for my archer either. So we'll keep him right where he is. Alright, well now we have the dilemma of how we're gonna really approach this. And I don't think we're any better off here, so I think we just go ahead and end turn. Again, this is me taking as little risk as I possibly can. I do have an opportunity to move in here, though, so I'm gonna take that opportunity. And we'll shield wall up just so that we're safe. And I haven't shield walled up with some men, so I probably should have done that. And that was an oversight, so... yeah. And you can shield wall up. Now the downside is I'm making my men fatigued doing this, but it keeps them... Alright, so their archers are starting to run away a little bit. Okay, we've got an attack opportunity. 73%. Seems pretty good. Okay, and I think that's going to be it. Now, if there wasn't somebody here, I could move out of the way, but unfortunately, no luck there. Okay, so that's where the crossbowmen could actually be costing us some casualties here, as they are blindly firing into their own men, practically. All right, let's take a aimed shot here at this archer. Wow, our archer hasn't hit anything yet. We could be maybe able to move into this bush and then chop away this guy's shield. Alright, well, that guy goes down. Good. Let's just wait. We don't really have an attack opportunity yet. Wait. Alright, so their front line is more or less collapsed here. Alright, this gives me an opportunity to move up a little bit. That is if the AI doesn't fill out that hole. Another one goes down. Okay. Yeah, the goblins are starting to disintegrate now. I'm almost wondering if I'll actually contribute to a single casualty here. Alright, Gunther can be... I was going to say normally be able to be a little bit aggressive here and move in, but it's not allowing me to path that way, unfortunately. And this is, again, in my opinion, I in theory could move here, but it's just not pathing it in a way that I can pull that off. So I'm just going to go ahead and wait with Gunther. Yeah, so we didn't even get a chance to do anything with Alaric there. At this point, I think we're okay to move in. And I might even be able to throw an attack here. Not a great attack chance, but it's worth throwing. Same thing here. We'll move in, and we'll throw out an attack. Unfortunately, that guy just moved to where I wanted to move Alaric, so Alaric's not going to get a chance to attack. Kind of pisses me off a little bit, but there's not a whole lot I can do about it. Let's just wait for this guy. Well, yeah. Because it doesn't matter one way or the other where we end up moving. Let's move there. Okay, Alaric can't really get into combat, but you can at least get into the zone here. A lot of these guys are fleeing. Oh, we can get into contact over here. I don't see a reason why not. Alright, at this stage, we can get involved here, so... I'll move here. I'll move... Oh, it's not letting me move in where I want to move, jeez. And again, 2, 4, 6, 8. Yeah, we wouldn't be able to move there even if we could. 2, 4, 6, 8. In theory, I could move there if I could move through my own men, but it's not letting me, so that's that. Let's get in here so we at least block some of this possible target in here. You're just gonna have to run around, I guess. Okay, so the only real attack we can pull off this turn is move up, attack. Okay, did manage to put an overwhelm penalty on him. Okay, we did take a little bit of a bleed there. It doesn't look like we have any other injuries to speak of, though. We can step in here and take a shot at one of their archers. Or this guy. I mean, it is an open shot. There we go. Hey, we killed somebody! And we get another shot because we killed somebody. Alright, I don't have anything I can do with this guy, I don't think, but we'll wait. Okay, we do have an attack here. You want to throw it out? And I guess that's it. So, one turn. So most of their men are fleeing in this stage. Why would you step in there with a polearm guy? That seems like a very silly move, and you're stopping people that could get into close combat from getting into close combat. Okay, again, we're gonna wait here. I think our allies are more or less gonna take care of most of this. So, I very easily could have stepped 2, 4, attacked, but now I can't because this punk moved there, so we're just going to have to move up as much as we can. I can get this guy into a combat zone, so I'm going to go for it even though it might be a risky move. He's fleeing though, so... Okay, so everybody on this particular band is fleeing at this stage. And again, stepping in where I possibly could have gotten involved in that combat. Alright, so all that's left is the archers, and we've tied most of them up. If it gives me that run them down choice, I'm just going to let them go at this point. Yeah, we could run down these couple goblins fairly easy. Well, now at this point, we might as well run them down, because we have every goblin in a combat zone, so we'll be able to chop them to pieces fairly easily, I guess. Alright, well, this man, I have really no choice here other than to try and move around. So, we'll just end turn. We don't want this to take too long, though, because we do have some people bleeding. And I'd prefer not to lose too many health points to that, as this guy's bleeding here. Now, he can use the bandage on himself, but he doesn't actually have a wound to correspond. So, as long as we can wrap this up within the next couple rounds, it will be okay. I'll let him lose those hit points. Alright, this guy can just move up. I mean, really, honestly, as I said, this battle is really over. And again, I'm not able to path here. I could easily go 2, 4, 6, but there's just so many bodies here. I can't really do it. So I'm having to waste a lot of my movement trying to path around here. We'll go up that way. I guess it only lets you path through one body. Okay, here they go trying to run. That one might succeed. And this might be the point where I'm like, okay, let's let him run then. Because this guy, yeah, we could probably easily tie him up and kill him, but at this point he's running. Let him run. Yeah, let's just say it's over. Alright, we did take some injuries there. I would have preferred not to have taken, but oh well. Let's see what we get loot-wise. Not a lot, but all things considered, we didn't really contribute that much, so go ahead and take it. And the important thing is just the supplies in general that we just got from that, so let's leave the battle. Okay, a stampede could hardly make more noise than you have this past week. If you keep it up with the slain greenskins left and right, it is but a matter of time until the warlord shows up. Okay, so we can continue to use this opportunity, though, because we continue to have the noble houses here. We have another Goblin War band here that we can go and attack. We'll take those guys out. Let's see what they have. So Goblin Ambushers, again, Archers, and then the Wolf Riders. So we come in, we try and kill those guys with the help of the noble warbands here, and hopefully a couple of these raiding parties of goblins down, and the warlord will show up. In any case, I think it's a good point to go ahead and put a cut in the video, so I hope you guys have enjoyed. This is Mouse Gunner, signing out.